Danny Baggage and Solomon. Brianne Hayes, Navy. Liam, Brianne, Stella, and Danny on 431.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Cherry Bomb International 2024. My name's Nick Teixeira, joined by Jeff McMahon on the controls. Excited to be bringing you day 2 of coverage here for some great darting action. And we said we'd be starting at 11 a.m. I guess we meant Central Time. We're excited to be bringing you some great darts today. Starting off with the mixed doubles cricket here. We got a lot of teams here and some very, very prominent talents making it to our board. The rest of the day will actually be 0-1, so we got the men's and ladies doubles 0-1 later on, and then the men's and ladies singles 0-1. And I'm excited. We got started off on the right foot yesterday with our pro brackets. It was some phenomenal darts, and we're going to be spoiled today again. Really looking forward to some of these teams. The first matchup we're going to be seeing here today is going to be Beard and Wright versus Kempamezi and McAnally going at each other here on the dartboard. You can see that's John Beard standing right there. Gentlemen, we talked a little bit about on the stream yesterday, walking around the hall there, and now we get a chance to actually see him throw. He is one of those guys that has always been really good and always competitive in any room he is in. And he's just been one of those good old Florida boys, as they call him. So I'm excited to see how this develops, and I'm excited to see the mixed doubles action. We did see a little bit just behind the scenes of the youth players playing, where it looks like Maddox and Kevin Luke did get the win there. So congratulations to Maddox and Kevin. Some good stuff indeed. Let us know where you're watching from, where you're tuning in from, and who you are cheering for. I'm excited to be chatting with you guys and having a good time watching some great darts with each and every one of you. Looks like they are just getting set up here, getting those last few darts in the board. Of course, it is nice and hot here in Boca Raton, Florida. It feels like 1,000 degrees. It probably is 100. And let me tell you, from our point of view, storage unit closet number 4 has been treating us well, and hope we can treat you guys well to some good content today, guys. Really looking forward to this one indeed. Of course, if you do notice that peace and quiet, it's because we finally fired Will Stewart. It's been a long time coming. So do have a cause for celebration there. I know I will give you guys a fair warning as well. We have been having some internet issues with the venue. It seems like it might be out of their control. So if the feed looks a little choppy or something happens, just send us a million comments all at once. I'm sure it will help. No, just jokes aside, we will be keeping our eye on that and trying our best to make sure you guys get the best possible content for yourselves to watch. See John Beard there. He has a nice classic dart stroke. Puts a little bit of a kick onto it to get that extra oomph, but you can tell the arm position stays the same. Nicole being his partner here. And that's going to be a pretty tough team. I would say, like, if especially for the in-state teams, that's going to be a tough one. Of course, you also have the Danny Baggage, Paula Murphy team, a classic, iconic duo in darts. Seal tip and soft tip alike there. Murphy Darts in the chat saying, good morning, Nick, checking in from Ohio. Well, hello and welcome in. OH and IO, my friend. Great to have you in here. Make sure to give us a like and follow on our Facebook and YouTube platforms. If you do notice, we are not live on the Eagle Eye platform today. Will Stewart's actually going to be running a show there out of Shawnee, Kansas. That is going to be where the Sharks tournament is going on right now, and that's going to be a Darts for Kids tournament. So if you go over to Eagle Eye Sports, you'll also be able to check out a little bit of a fundraiser for some use, a very good cause, and definitely give that some love as well here. Taking a look at the hall, you can see Alex Spellman, Ashley Ritchie. That's another tough team out there. Sandy Hudson walking through. Of course, very competitive with any partner she is with. Let me tell you, there's a lot of star-studded teams out here. And it looks like we're just about ready to get things going. Last couple conversations before they throw the darts. Michael saying, morning, Will. Man, my voice must sound terrible then. Will Stewart is, of course, giving us the keys today. So, Michael, welcome in, tuning in. I am Nick Teixeira, joined by Jeff McMahon today. On the show first there, wanted the bull just outside. John Beard could potentially use that to his advantage. Oh, but he throws it high, so it looks like it's to dart number 1. David Al, how's it going, sir? congratulations on you and Jake Smith's big run on our PPD National stream. That was a lot of fun to watch. I'm glad we got the little side camera for the celebrations where Hunter Smith borderline committed assault on you for the celebration. Glad to see you're still in one piece, my friend. Alrighty, and it's going to be cricket for our mixed doubles. It's going to be a best-of-3 format at this stage of the bracket. Of course, it is that standard ladder bracket style, so as we get later on, we will see longer formats from my understanding. But here we go. Time to get things underway for darts number 1 of the stream today. Will it be a good one? Hopefully. How about a 3 mark to get things going there? John Beard, not going to waste any time going right at those 19s. He's going to take the look. He does take the look, gets a single on the last there. Kristen saying, where's Jen at? Who is this speaking? She's on TikTok. You guys all know this. She doesn't come on the mic except for that one episode of the WCS, and hopefully I always try to get her on the mic more. I'll be honest, I remember listening to Jen's commentary for quite some time as McNally there just pounds the trip 19 on the last to get the close. Big shot there. So now Wright, honestly, I'm not against taking a shot early on at the 20s here. Going to go for the 18s first for the playground. You just have to remember, especially at a steel tip tournament, 20 is everyone's favorite number. It's the number they're going to shoot the most, especially today with it being 0-1 after this for the rest of the day. Don't be afraid to take a couple of aggressive looks. And if I'm Kempamezi here, I am not considering anything else except for the absolute punish. Going right at these 18s here, it's not. I don't know if that risk-reward payoff is quite there. I think you need to stay on the 20 for at least a trip. Not able to capitalize on this turn here. So John Beard, single 20, 2 18s is bare minimum. Really wants 3 18s in a single 20. Good marker dart there. Can use it to his advantage. Doesn't quite get it in, but does go up to the 20 on the last there. So good shot indeed there for John Beard. It was actually in on the second dart. My bad. I forgot to get my contacts checked today. Karen in the chat saying, good luck to Norman Madu, Jeff Roy, Paula Murphy, and especially our own Trini Posey. I hope I pronounced that right. Yeah, absolutely. Good luck to all those people. And let me tell you, always great to catch up with Norman. I haven't had a chance to have a full conversation with him. I was walking around filming, and he's always such a nice guy. And also made me $50 at the World Championships when I bet on him to hit at least 180. So thank you, Norman Madu. And finding a 4 mark there onto the 15s, I think that is a big find there. I would still probably prefer the shot at the 17s, but you're contesting where your opponents have a mark there. You're able to get the close successfully for a second house and expand your point lead. Can't get mad about a turn like that. And Kempamezi definitely not finding what they want in this given moment here. But it's just leg number 1, and there's plenty of time to be able to find that stride. John Beard just going to be playing some classic darts. Last time I played a CDCQ school, John Beard did beat me in that match. I did have a shot for the 161 to bring it to a last leg decider. Missing on the bowl, funnily enough, I did get a swing. And that was the last time I played a CDCQ school. So shout out to John Beard for ruining my steel tip career. You blew it!
29, Gabriel Cartwright and Tracy Mota against Helen Sweeting and Nelson Rahming.
McConnelly, they're not going to be happy with
Tracy
that
and
one.
Gabriel, you're on board 29.
Not being able to get the 16s close. Wright just needs to be focused on that nice tactful execution. 3 big singles here. Going to try to regroup on the first dart. And does pivot back for a trip 17 on the last for good measure there. So now a 3-house advantage. Kempamezi going to have to be loading it up on the 16s here. Oh, almost got the 6. He thought it was in too. It was a good look at it. Unfortunately, kicking high in the last for a 3 mark that should have felt like more. So John just going to focus on this close down here. Big old single on the last. does get it there. You can see he was trying to use that first start to his advantage, right? Catching on the right side of that wire, can move to the left to try to basically aim at hitting his own barrel, sliding it right into that trip. Threw it just a little bit to the left of that, so just needed to go for a nice big one in the fat section there.
Who's up right now, Nick? Who's up right now? Who's shooting?
McGonnelly? So that's our producer, Jeff McMahon, over there. He's a big fan of all these different players here, and always likes to hear who's up and who's doing what. DJ McMammal. On to the Bulls here for right.
On board 35, Jeff Adams and Smitty against Jay and Amanda. Amanda, Jason, Smitty, and Jeff.
No Bulls found there. Bonus 15.
On 41,
100-point
we have
difference.
Lewis
Camamezzi
Ortiz
is going to try to get some Bulls here.
Asia and PJ. PJ, Asia, Kirsten, and Lewis, you're on 41.
Outside on the Bull. Not going to be able to get the game closed out quite yet. Taking those extra few darts across that finish line. And right now, I mean, we're still looking at the early stages of the bracket, rounds 2 and 3 matches mainly. And when you're looking at that, this is the time to do those tune-up rounds, to do those tune-up darts. And for the moment there, I would say there's no cause for alarm on either side. And if anything, right now, McConnelly and Camamezzi can take advantage of this, right, and take time to get themselves settled for leg number 2. When it's just the best of 3, it's blink and you miss it for your tournament life for this event. What you got for us, right? You can see the expression on her face after the first. I was not happy with it, but a great course correction on the second. And the third there. Oh, the second one was just on the wire, but a good double bull found. Right writes the right wrong. Yeah, that works. No bulls found there. And see, there's the thing there, right? Daniel just needs to focus on just calming himself down, saying, hey, that round didn't matter. It's about to go on to the next game. It's about getting your head straight, knowing you're going to get the start and you have to capitalize as John Beard does grab leg number 1 here. Larry Mason saying, playing in these big tournaments, I'd be practicing early to be fine-tuned. Yeah, you notice different people have different rituals, right? I mean, for myself personally, it does look like it is diddle every leg format here, not a alternating or loser start format. So John Beard is going to show for us here, so I do want to correct what I just said there. Brian saying, is this 3 or 5? It's a best of 3 at the moment here. I do believe it's a ladder style bracket, so we're still in the early stages. If you guys do want to follow the brackets, it will be over on Dart Connect. Just go over to DCTV, and you'll be able to check Cherry Bomb International 2024. Find our brackets there. But yeah, when to go back to what you were saying, Larry, I will say, for me personally, I was always one of those players that I was always one of those players that needed that extra hour to warm up and spend that time. But you'll see some players, they don't like to warm up too much, especially the ones that are used to winning all day. Maybe they don't want to tire out their arms and kind of conserve. You'll notice different people have different approaches to what they deem as that is most comfortable for them. Personally, I think getting to the room 30 minutes prior, especially, I think, honestly, I'm more worried about being fatigued from getting too little sleep by the day 2 and day 3 of the weekend, and focusing on making sure I'm fully rested, feeling comfortable, feeling loose and relaxed in the morning, and then just trying to get the arm loosened up for darts. Because by the time the tournament starts, let's be honest, for the most part, whatever game you're coming into and form you're coming into with is going to be the form you're riding out with as well, barring something coming together and clicking for you. Different approaches for different folks. Well, if you're going to miss by 2, does grab a single 16 there, but no numbers closed. So John Beard here is just going to try to grab these 2 19s and can then do whatever else he pleases. Moving around just to make sure he gets that next start in tactfully. Does do so there. And you can see he's just going right onto the 18s there. And the reason is there's
On
no
court
reason to
number
chase that
8,
mark on the
Lexi
16s,
and
especially if you have the
Brandon
20s,
against
19s,
Evan and
and
Tammy.
potentially the 18s.
Tammy and
Your
Kevin,
higher real
Brandon
estate
and
is just going to be
Lexi
more
on court
valuable
8.
than what those 16s and 15s can provide. So that mark's going to be saved in the back pocket for later, and Kempamezzi agrees. Trying to get the close, does grab 2 marks. Not enough to get that one done. Big single on this last start. Trip is cool, but not needed. And you can see very well placed last start there. Does grab the 3 mark close. So 3 house advantage now for JB and NW. McConnelly going to be trying to grab these 17s. A little bit of frustration there in their own form. Trying to get settled in. It's also a little bit different, right? Especially not even if you're, it doesn't matter if you're actually thinking about it or not. I mean, playing on the stage versus one of the other boards on the rest of the hall. I mean, it is a different feeling, whether you're actually thinking about it or subconsciously. It's something that weighs in your mind different. And that's the reason why you'll see certain players rise to success. It's not always about who has the best form. It's also about who has the best composure under the bright lights of the streaming cameras. For the record, there's no bright lights, but it's a proverbial bright light. Now taking advantage of the extra mark they had on the 16s, does get the close there and stays on to grab some points on the board. They will not go quietly into the night, although they are definitely in dire straits. 4 houses down to 1.
On board 36, Serena and Kyle against Susan and Mike Future. Mike, Susan,
Does
Kyle,
get the
and
close on the
Serena
second
on
dart
board
there.
36.
Well thrown from right. Goes a little haywire on the 15s. She also did close the 15s in the previous game by hitting double-double. So it's one of those, I think the corner pockets just had trouble getting the verticality on some of the darts. But in either case, she did exactly what she wanted to do in that turn, close the number that the opponents had. John Beard, 315s have a massive advantage going into the Bulls. Gets the 15s onto the Bulls. Will not go yet, but can he grab one? He does. 2 Bulls away from a 2-0 victory here. And let's be honest, the Beard and Wright team kind of showing us some of the right stuff. I mean, I will say they weren't getting particularly pressed in this best of 3, so it's not representative of what their form could be like for the rest of the day. But so far, it's good signs for that team. Unfortunately for Kempamezzi and McNally, it just will not click there for him today. And there's still a lot of events left today, and I'm sure that they're still going to be happy to continue on with their action here in Boca Raton, Florida. Nicole Wright, 2 Bulls for the win. There's one. Follow that dart right in there. And does recompose on that last start, getting it within the right zip code, just not the right address. Last 3 darts there for McGonnelly. John Beard, 1 Bull. Does hit it with a double. And you can see some handshakes there between the players and a lot of respect from both teams there. And yeah, that was some good performance there for Beard and Wright as they're starting off right for our stream today. And we're going to have plenty of other great matches coming at you on the live stream here. So don't go far, folks. We'll be continuing to bring coverage here of the Cherry Bomb International in Boca Raton, Florida. My name is Nick Teixeira, joined by Jeff McMahon on the controls. Be back in just a moment's time.
Just keep on moving through the beat. Don't let them get the best of you. When you are under the weather, getting caught in the storm. Do you remember? I told you if we dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold. So keep on dancing, baby.
Well, here we go. We got another good match here for us. This is going to be a phenomenal one to get things going here. We got Tucker Davey and Kim Pantai going up against Dave Blylock and Tyler Mears. What should be a star-studded matchup, and really it should be an electric affair. I'm Nick Chair, joined by Jeff McMahon on the controls for this one, and looking forward to continue our coverage of the Cherry Bomb International 2024 here in Boca Raton, Florida, over here at the Embassy Suites. Looking forward to it. Tucker Davey to start things off. A lot of you guys are probably familiar with him nowadays. You look at Tucker Davey, 5-6 years ago, he was the guy that never really traveled outside of Florida. And while that is still probably true, the thing is, now he plays so much DPFL, a lot of people have become more and more familiar with him and his game. So good to see him on the feed. Of course, Dave Blylock, we did see on the stream already as he starts us off with a 7 mark here on the 20s. It's going to be Kim Pantai here, stepping up. So she's a good friend of Paula Murphy and partner of her as well. So you'll always see those two together, and they'll probably be playing some women's doubles together as well. Does get the close there. Tyler Mears, in relation to, of course, the Mears family of Kelly Mears and Mark Mears as well. Someone I'm quite good friends with and have known for quite some time. So does get the 3 mark there closed on the 19s. See Tucker here trying to get the close on the 18s. Doesn't do so successfully. Do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in and along with us for what should be some great coverage today. See Jacob Johnson saying, "What's up, boys? Watching from Minnesota." Well, skull. Let's see what Dave continues to do here. Does find the trip on the second dart. Looks like down to the 17s. Another 7 mark for him. He's feeling good right now. Let me tell you, on paper, I would say this matchup is a pretty close one for me. especially just because Tyler, I know, hasn't been playing as much as she used to in the past. So to see her here, it's always like a little bit of an X factor, and Kim playing as much as ever. That being said, right now the difference is just the starting power from Dave versus Tucker Davey there. Really getting themselves set up on the right foot. Tyler's kind of just gets to go in a cruise control closing position. Davey here just needs to get as many points as possible. Try to get his partner set up so Kim can go for the 20s, 18s, and 17s. Does get a 3 mark there, but not enough to regain the point lead, so you expect Dave to be able to go up single 16, then onto the 15s. Good marker dart. Not quite. You can't hit 7 marks forever, I guess. It's still pretty good round, all things considered. Got the job done and got Tyler set up here for a single 15, then onto the bulls. Kim here needs to find every 15 she can possibly get. One more. Does find a 5 mark there. Good shot from Kim. Regains the point lead, and that's why I said one more there is needed that to add the dart to Tyler Mears' throw. Now Tyler here should go single on any of her points and then single 15. Does grab the 15s, but doesn't regain the points. So Tucker Davies, single 20, single 18, trip 17. It's a big 5 mark, but a very obtainable one. Goes to the bull. I don't agree with that here. You could have a chance to potentially set up your opponents on a 4-3 bull race. On top of that, you only needed 2 big singles and 1 triple there for the shot to be live. I don't agree with it necessarily. Dave here can just go up and grab some points before going to the bulls, making sure this game now stays out of reach. Does grab a bull on the last start there. But just a single 20 there. It's only an 8-point difference. But now Kim has to go for a double bull, single bull here to get the point lead. Yeah, you can see some frustrations from her there. Doesn't grab any. Tyler Mears, 2 bulls for game number 1 in stylish fashion. All those darts were hanging out over to the left over there. You can see the first one was not a bad spot, and the second one just got caught up with it. Just tried to grab a couple extra points there to play some safety. It's a 28-point difference, so it did push the bull as well, making Tucker's job even harder. See, there's Paula Murphy in the background playing with Danny Baggish today. Blaylock here, 2 bulls. There's almost one. It looks good. Just peppering the outside of him at the moment. And does get it on the last dart there. Well thrown dart. Going on to game number 2 here. It is diddle every leg here. So we'll be staying on the bulls. And hopefully, if you're Blaylock, you find another double just like you did. Does grab a single. Tucker Davey does not match it. So Blaylock and Mears will get the start here for leg number 2. Larry says, that's a tough team right there, Danny Baggish and Paula Murphy. Yeah, long-standing duo. They play together for many years now, and whenever they're partnered up, you say, all right, this is going to be a real tough day. Lori asking, do I recall who won last year? Unfortunately, we were not here last year. That was actually done by East Coast Streaming, so was not out here personally. So fortunately, I don't have an exact answer on that one. But if I can find out, I will let you know. Dave only getting 2 bulls to start off, so Dave E can respond. We'll get the close. Just grabs 3 there, so not really a punish. Now, if I'm Tyler, I go up here single 20 and then move on to the 19s, but there's nothing wrong with saying on the 19s till you trip. Yeah, it does go for the single 20 first. Needs to find it. The last one looks like it was in. Yeah, it is. Yeah, a little bit of a scary dart there, but does get it done. Kim now on the 19s and on a Valorant campaign right here. Gets a 7 in there. How about that from Pantai? That's a great response there, and kind of punching the slightly lax turn from Tyler, because Tyler needed a 4 mark, right? She needed a single 20 and then to the 19s, and her spinning all 3 darts is a rarity. So does leave a little bit of a door opener there, and was capitalized by Kim. Lilac here trying to respond in suit. Does find 7 on the 18s, so we're definitely heating up in style over here. Does try to do the switch back on the last dart there. Duggar not going to be too happy with that turn. We'll see how much it ends up costing. Apologies. Thought I was going to sneeze there, and I didn't want to blow out all your eardrums. Kim does regain the point lead on the second dart there. Decides to stay down. I don't think there's anything wrong with that stay. If you get the first dart into the single there, then you can go over to the 18s route. In that situation, since you didn't find the first dart to get the point lead, you have to stay, right? Lilac does find a first dart trip, though. Is he going to stay on the 19s? He is, and it does find it on the last dart there. Good shot indeed, and a must-hit 6 mark. I say must-hit in the sense that it just gives you so much momentum. Now Tucker Davey here needs to find 2 trips on the 17, or 5 mark in total at the bare minimum. And there's your 5 to get the point lead back, and I say 2 trips because he wanted to get a swing at those 18s in this turn, but does regain the point lead, so good shot there. Mir's starting at the 18s now. Just a single, so that's the bare minimum on that assignment. Kim can make this one hurt. Point lead regained. Going for the 18s now. Decides to stay. Stays for all 3. If you're going to stay, you stay for all 3. Nothing wrong with that shot. Trying to set up Tucker Davey for that close shot, hopefully. It's just always risky. Blylock has been hitting pretty good. To leave him an open shot at a number is always scary. But in this case, maybe not. Yeah, just a 2 mark there. So that's going to be one of the better case scenarios for KP and TD. First start a little bit haywire there. Does correct pretty well, hugging the wire. But needed to try to get that first start on the single 17 first shot, the 18s. And that's one of those things that, like, when you think about it, when your turn is effectively decided by, can I hit at least a 3 mark? All these players are good enough to hit 3 marks almost every single time. It's about maybe changing your shot trajectory, right? Instead of aiming for dead center on the treble, switching to aiming at the bottom wire of the treble, so that way you go for a single or a trip. And setting up your shots like that to give yourselves the best case scenario if you happen to miss. A little bit of a lull in the action here. Going right at these 17s. Going to add some points back on this last start. No, he goes over to the 16s there. I think there's no shame in going for an extra couple points there. I mean, it's a 36-point difference, which would mean Tucker has to hit a 6 mark to get the point lead back, not a 5. But if he hits a 6, he gets a shot. Oh, got away from him. 9 mark.
All right.
I'll count it. See how Tyler approaches this one. Just grabs a single there. Again, just pushing that line just a little bit there. 54-point difference. Yeah, it's an awkward dart. It was one of those darts where that first dart for Kim more than likely blocks more so than helps. 2 big singles there. helps lower that gap, but Dave here can take a clean shot if he wants. We've seen some moments where he plays a little bit more passive, but for the most part has been pretty much on a standard level of aggression here for steel tip style cricket. Gets the close there over to the 15s. Good marker dart. Just needs to stay on it. And does click off the dart, just barely missing that trip. Good 5 mark there. And pretty much getting themselves in pole position to win a 2-0 set here for Dave and Tyler. Tucker and Kim fighting along, not going quietly into the night. That 5 mark does help. Tyler Mears here just needs a 2 mark though. Single 18, single 15 is the shot. Anything else that you hit, it's going to be bonus. There's the 15.
Pink and Chris
There's the 18.
Purple and Debbie.
Decided to stay on the 18 there. No reason to click off that bull yet. Oh, good attempt there from Kim. Does get 2 bulls. Did have a game shot available for the double for double on the bulls and 18s. So Wildlife needs to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to accidentally leave Tucker Davey a good shot. Finds the double. Now you're staying on it for the win. Doesn't go. And that's what we mean about being careful. Now it's 2 bulls and 2 18s to bring us to a last leg decider. Tucker Davey was probably not expecting a shot like this. He needs to capitalize. Needs a double now. And won't go today. 1 bull there. Doesn't regain the point lead either. So Tyler Mears 3 bulls, or 3 darts clear for 1 bull. Oh my goodness, guys. Hi, first time commentator here. That's an awkward dart. Yeah, and that's why it's awkward. Just kind of chucked that last one out there and didn't grab those 18s. Now Kim just needs 1 bull, 2 18s. This is a back and forth affair at the end. 2 18s needed for the game. 1 more. Does get it there. So we're going to a last leg decider here. Kim saves the run there. And, you know, if you're going to be Dave Blylock, you're going to be thinking, oh, man, I kind of gave that opportunity away a little bit. And that's going to be something that he can use as motivation for this game 3. Of course, what's most important is this diddle. Getting that start is ever so troublesome for the other team that's going second. Single bull there. And a double there. And oh no, the momentum and tides are starting to shift. Tucker Davey and Kim Pantai will get the start here in this last leg decider. Let us know who you're cheering for in this one.
At about 1:20, you have about 30 minutes to buy your raffle.
All right, Tucker, you got the opportunity. Will you seize it and seize the day? First start kind of hugging on that top wire. Needs to make sure to get at least a big single on this last start to get that close. And doesn't get it.
I'm telling you. It's that fucking 5.
Tucker there's commenting about the 5, and you could hear the partner in the background saying, it's in your head, man. It's in your head. So trying to keep Tucker Davey calm. I think I would say of the 2, Kim Pantai has been the more steady one so far. Austin Braswell bringing up a great point in chat. Each team has one going second in this match so far. So maybe it's a good omen to lose the diddle here. Kim has to resettle after that first start. I have no problem about laughing it off and walking off the line. Just because you know it's important, right? You have to reset here. Both these teams do have serious chances at making deep runs, if not winning the whole thing. But we're kind of seeing the inverse of the previous game, where Tyler Mears needed to close that 20 and took all 3 darts, and now Kim did that. So Austin's prediction of going second being a good omen might be right. Yeah, this is exactly what happened last time. Look at that. Tyler Mears getting the 19s and then grabbing a single 17. Now Tucker fighting to get a number for themselves. Does get all 3 in the singles there, so does grab the close. Let's see how close they're going to be playing this one. This might be a gentleman's agreement game as far as no points with how it's playing. 2-17s needed for the close for Dave.
Ashley, Alex, Dane, and Gracie are on board 14.
Does get the close there.
On board 18, Vinny and Anita.
Shot at the 18s.
Against Donkey and Kelly.
Oh, and he gets on the last dart there.
Donkey,
And
Anita,
here
and
we
Vinny
go.
on board
Now
18.
off to the races. Dave and Tyler are.
Top 6
The going
match
second
on board
omen is real
24.
today.
Asia and PJ against Jim and Nikki. Nikki, Jim, PJ, and Asia, you're up on board 24.
And Kim there, you can kind of tell the body language being slightly different than
Men's
previous
doubles,
leg.
you have
Almost
exactly
a
1 minute
form of
to
resignation
sign up. If you
abound.
haven't signed up, cutting it off in 1 minute. Men's doubles will cut off in
Yeah,
1
Tyler
minute.
just hits the cover on the 19s after those 2 darts. She got caught up there in the 8s. You can tell those darts were practically glued together. There's no reason to stay on there. Of course, Tucker here wants to hit a big shot, but he's not happy with how that first dart's leaving. It's the second time we've seen that where it's just something kind of frustrating him. And he just has to relax and settle in. He is a very talented player, someone that we've seen on the DPFL streams constantly, someone that has been getting his name out there more. You just need to settle in because when he is in stride, he is going nice and smooth on the dartboard. And that will do on the close there. Blylock doing exactly what he intended. Just nice big 3 close there. Kevin has to make a stand now on these 15s. And we've seen some of these games get choppy towards the end. I mean, it's only a 3-house advantage. I say only a 3-house advantage as that dart does deflect into the 15s. Good use of the barrel there. I say only 3 houses because if an opportunity is left, that means that in 1 turn you can close all their houses. That means you're still in the game. Once you start seeing a 4 or 5 number advantage, that's when things really do feel like they're completely out of control. So Tucker Davey, what he needs to do is get as many points as possible, set up Kim for a big shot here. First starts right on that wire. But just nothing going his way into the treble. He's not even off by that much. And Dave does get the close there. Wants to make sure to regain the point lead this time. This is where the game got choppy before. And he's not messing around this time. Trip 19 to the double bull. 1 bull away for Blylock and Mears to get this done 2-1. In a game that they felt like they should have gone to a last leg decider. And really, if you're going to be Kim and Tucker here, you're going to be a little frustrated knowing you had more in the tank and had more in the day. But it's still a long day. It's just the first event of 3 today. A little shrug of the shoulders, washing the hands, and move along. Not quite yet until she gets that bull in there. Mears giving a high five. And some good stuff there from every player involved yet. So a good match there, and I'm looking forward to continuing to see how this will develop here as John Beards' ghost makes an appearance on the live stream. All right, guys, well, we're going to go ahead and get it figured out with what's coming up next. If you want to follow the brackets, go over to the Dark Connect TV, and you'll be able to follow along all of the Cherry Bomb International brackets. My name is Nick Teixeira, joined by Jeff McMahon of the Control. We'll be back in just a moment's time.
Sign up for ladies doubles if you haven't. Ladies doubles will close in 20 minutes.
Luke Humphries is the greatest darting force on the planet. Bullseye. Oh, we got one. The fish has been landed. We know he's too good. The world #1, world champion. Incredible stuff.
Let me tell you about A to Z Darts. We're a specialty dart store with over 10,000 different products. We create in-depth videos and blogs to help improve your game and showcase our products. We give helpful advice on how to practice darts, the fundamentals of form and mechanics, and how to make better decisions when purchasing your darting equipment. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned player, we try to provide fun and informative content. I'm Jen, the creative director for A to Z Darts. I've been playing for over 10 years and I've traveled the world competing in and promoting the sport. This is Will. He runs our live streaming company, USA Darts, and and travels the globe as well to broadcast major darting events and interview PDC players alike. You'll find over 2,000 different sets of darts on our website. Guessing right now you're pretty interested in our resources? Learn about form, throwing mechanics, practice routines, scoring and grouping, checkout methods, cricket strategy, and much more. Visit a-zdarts.com to take advantage of our blog or follow us on social media at AZDarts today.
This game is going to be key. You can tell by the way they're scoring. There may be nothing in it. One man misses, does the other man get? Yes! Double 12! That is the most amazing leg of darts you will ever see in your life. I can't stop. 12 and the 9 Dart King lands another one. Covered by
Alrighty, guys, back and better than ever for some more action on our dartboard here. Excited to be bringing you guys continued coverage of the Cherry Bomb International 2024. My name is Nick Teixeira, joined by Jeff McMahon on the ones and twos here. We got Kevin Luke, excuse me, I'm reading it completely backwards, and Tammy Dauber, and Laura Ditch, and Levi Kranzel for this one. So this should be a really good matchup here. Levi's been making some pretty good moves on the dart scene lately. I've been excitedly following his development. But, of course, Tammy Dauber, Kevin Luke as a pairing. I mean, Tammy we did see play in the finals of our women's bracket. And she came up to me after yesterday, and she was like, I don't know why I was so nervous, and I was just trying to settle down. And funnily enough, Kevin Luke was chalking that match, and he was kind of like secretly being like, hey, it's okay. Just settle in. Do your thing. And once you started settling in, that final got a lot closer, but Paula Murphy did get the win there. So one of those things that's interesting to note, just watching at the development of this. Kevin Luke there does hit a 6 mark on the 20s. Levi going to be going downstairs now. You can tell he's a pretty tall fellow. He has a pretty good reach on the board. He leans in there pretty heavily, but has pretty sort of follow through. And he's pretty good about getting his base mechanics right. And let me tell you, I am 0-1 against Levi Kranzel and partners. He played with Ashley Ritchie from Galaxy Barrel Designs in it was technically a men's doubles event that became an open event when Ashley played with Levi there, beating me on the top 4 at the Eddie Morales Steel Tip Tournament to go on to get a runner-up against Kenny Doyle and Austin Braswell there. Dinch there does not get what she wants. So Dauber here 219s says Dauber. Should be Luke. So yeah, now Kranzel's going to be up here. I think the order might have gotten jostled on the actual Dart Connect versus real life there. Levi not going to be happy with the 2 marks there. So not Kevin Luke stepping up to the line.
Okay, guys, we're getting ready to pull our 50-50 winner.
Heads up if you are anywhere near the dart hall or just watching from the hotel room. They're about to pull the 50-50 winner if you are in that drawing. I did not get any tickets yet, but I really wanted to. So this is me kicking myself for not getting any 50-50 tickets.
Tickets for 50-50. Over 400 to the winner. I don't know where we put this.
3 mark close there for Laura.
This is the last call right
Kevin Luke was able to just go ahead and take a shot right at it. Goes back up, grabs the trip 20, and then back on down. You'll notice a lot more movement on shots there for the dartboard, right? I mean, you're going to see more players take more swings in steel tip than you would in like soft tip, for example. And that's just simply because the path of aggression is more important, and also being blocked is just more significant, right? When you're throwing on the board, when you get blocked out, it can absolutely ruin certain shots for you. Well, in soft tip, you're typically used to seeing players kind of throw through their darts and just try to get it to hit the segment. Here, it matters about the angle of which your dart lies. Dinshire. Just trying to get a number on the board. Single 16, though, will not suffice. Kevin Luke continuing to get his team propelled forward. Him and Dauber definitely firing on all cylinders. Big 6 mark there for FKL. Levi could use another one of those. Oh, not quite, though. 3 bulls on the turn there for Levi. Tammy just needs 3 bulls herself to get leg number 1. There's number 1. There's 2. Hat trick. Not quite. Does grab a bonus 16, though. You know what they say, bonus 16, help pump up that average. We love it. I think they're realizing that they accidentally marked 2 15s in a 16 rather than 2 bulls in a 16, so they're just going to adjust that real quick. Yeah, I think they just realized the mistake. There we go. Do get it adjusted there. They accidentally backed it 1 too many turns. So we're going to go ahead and readjust here real quick. Hopefully readjust real quick. Yeah, 1 bull there. And now the scoreboard's up to date correctly. There we go. 1 bull needed for FKL. Does get it there. Leg number 1 for Luke and Tammy. Levi to show first here. Catches outside. He's not going to be happy with that. You can tell the frustrations there. Luke does get it by a smidge. You see someone waving to the friends back at home in the background there. Well, hello, we see you. If you're listening to us, or your friends saying they're listening to us, take off your hat and give us a little wave. Oh, a peace sign works. That'll work. All right, I see you there. All right, Levi here, trying to get things course corrected. You can tell he's having some frustrations this game. He just needs to settle in because he really is a talented player. I'm excitedly watching his development. Oh, lots of peace signs, lots of love in the background there. Love to see it. Tammy now. What can she do for us? He was trying to go right at those 19s, playing a more aggressive approach. Does go back up to the 20s to find the trip. And then back downstairs, just catching the wire on the left side there into the 7. Then you need to take advantage of the fact that the 19s are still available. It seems like she's doing so. She throws incredibly fast. I think if you slow down that, slow down that pace on that third dart just a little bit, that probably goes. But Kevin Luke finding a 5 mark there. He's definitely clicking where he wants to find those darts. This is a tough matchup. I mean, we're pretty far along in our bracket here. To look at we're in the top 16 for this match, so we're definitely cruising along. I do see a tantalizing matchup potentially in our future. Currently, Paula Murphy, Danny Baggage playing against G Minor, and Albury. If the winner of that match will play Ashley Ritchie and Alex Spellman in the top 8. So that's going to be a very interesting set of matches coming up our way as it's starting to dwindle down for our morning event here. Jim Woodmeyer, ADO president, still in the mix as well. There's some big names. Joe Cheney's still out there. You got Haas out there. You got a lot of different players. I'm excited to see how the bracket continues to develop today. Sean saying Levi carried me in a blind draw the other day. A few months ago in Sarasota. Yeah, Levi could carry a lot of people. He's a really talented shot. He's a really nice guy too. And that's the other thing is you can be a talented shot, but if you're not gonna be a nice guy at the end of the day, then what is the point, right? I met plenty of pros that I'm like, man, they act like nothing stinks, and you see some of the other ones that are more humble than ever, and I think Levi has the potential for one of those to be one of those guys.
Same speed. Sorry.
Oh, and a bounce out there for Dauber.
Which numbers?
So Dinge now going to be fighting along on the 16s here.
Again, it was still just like 9 something. There, we'll do it. Yeah, it's 9 megabits.
4 mark there for Kevin Luke. He's trying to recompose himself here.
9.42 down.
So now Dauber here, what can she do? Continue to press the advantage for herself and Kevin Luke.
So no change.
Terry Tony saying, Levi could not carry me at Cleveland. It would have taken a battleship, though. I definitely feel that. I've definitely been heavy to carry in dart tournaments as of late, and that's not just because I've been on the streamer diet of Uber Eatsing too much. Kevin Luke here, single 16. He's going to start the 15s, back to the 16s, and then back over. Wanted to try to get it done there and get himself set up on the corner pockets for the bull. Demi just trying to compose herself. Single 15 needed. Does grab that. Can go onto the bulls with the 4-house advantage or 3-house advantage. Dylan Irwin asking, are those individual NPRs next to each score? So the top one, the number in red, that's going to be for the individual game, but combined for the team. The one below it is for the match.
But I have a little 4-port gig switch connected from the router to me. And then I
And a double there, bull there. Kevin Luke and Tammy Dauber do get it done here, 2-0 over Levi and Laura. They're not going to be happy with that exit, but I mean it's a top 16 in a very tough bracket. There again, plenty of events left today as the singles will, or the doubles will be starting here in just a little bit of time here. So guys, we're going to be go ahead and get our action sorted out here for you. We're going to continue to bring you guys some great coverage, and of course, looking forward to bringing you some great darts. My name is Nick Teixeira, joined by Jeff McMahon. We'll be back in just a moment's time.
Thank